let's do another question. Let's do a question of happiness. The question for us today is, what makes us happy? Come on, what makes you happy? How can you live a happy life? Okay. Well, obviously, money, right? If you have a lot of money, that's gonna make you happy. What else?
Power.
Exactly, power, right? Sure. Power. Excuse me?
Freedom.
Okay, good, freedom. Yeah. What else?
Relationships.
Relationships, yep, sure. You have good friends, right? Like lots and lots of friends. What else?
Romantic relationships.
Okay, love, right? Love, sure. What else? Like video games, I guess. Vacations, okay? Lots and lots of things, okay? What you will discover about this list is this. You are thinking about individual happiness. And this is actually unique in human history. If you were to go back in time to 500 years ago, and you ask people, how can you be happy? They would focus more on collective happiness. In other words, if your community were not happy, you cannot be happy. So the very idea of the individual is new in human history. Before, we understood that if you want to live a happy life, you need to take care of your family. You need to take care of your community. For them, for us, throughout most of human history, happiness meant helping others, being generous to others. So, for example, let's just say that I go off and I wander and then I find a lot of gold, right? I come back and what's the first thing I do with all this gold? Do you guys know? And this is like the ancient past.
Dig a hole and put them inside.
Okay, yeah, good, right? We're gonna dig a hole and put that money inside because we want to give it to our children. That's a modern mindset. But what did they do before? And this happened throughout every society. If I became rich one day, what's the first thing I would do?
Show off. Show off.
No. Okay, so we'll learn this, okay? But the first thing that people did was they had a big feast for everyone. They spent all the money on a big feast. Because what mattered was your reputation within the community. What mattered was your generosity. If you got rich one day, you made sure that everyone in the community benefited from your wealth, usually by holding a big feast. And guess what, guys? This was true in China for most of Chinese history, right? If you come from a Chinese village, you come to Beijing, you open a restaurant, you make a lot of money, you go out to your village, what's the first thing you do? Come on, guys.
Feast.
You have a big feast for everyone. Okay, so this is ingrained in us, okay? But as you say, today what we believe is if you have a lot of money, put it underground or put it in the bank, okay? But back then, for most of human history, we would just spend it all on a big feast. We wanted everyone to share in happiness, and that's what made us happy. Okay? Any questions? Yeah?
I was wondering, you mentioned that it was for reputation on some levels. Would that count into as your individual happiness? Because after you get rich, you care about your reputation.
Okay. Yeah. So you're asking, isn't this about individual reputation? And again, I mean, this is hard, okay? But the concept of the individual did not exist before. We just created it. The idea that I'm a person independent of my family, independent of my community, independent of the world around me, makes no sense. What was the worst punishment that could be inflicted on you in the past? Let's just say that we're gonna fight, I kill you, right?
Like you're They said you no longer belong to this family.
Exactly. Banishment, exile. Not death, right? And today, if I killed you, the police would come catch me and then kill me. But before, we didn't do that. Because the worst thing that we could do was exile you. It says, you're no longer part of us. You understand? So the concept of the individual did not exist. Right? Okay, so let's move